Yeah, you saw me. Everything was hanging out. But I wanted to say you are amazing. Your energy is beautiful. My brothers and everybody absolutely. Everybody online. I know you can't see them right now, but everybody is talking about your energy, which is you can feel it. It's electric, and yeah, you got me wanting to do so. We gotta do something. You remind me of myself a little bit, like energy wise, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just like. Yeah, you remind me of me. Like I can imagine this is how I am. A little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, and
I can see it. I can see it.
There. Yeah, I'm talking about your energy.
I can see it. I can see. I'm an energy person, so.
Yeah, me too. But
I can feel the like-minded energy.
Yes, absolutely. So, hopefully we'll get to do that.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, baby.
Awesome.
That's what's up. See?
See, this is where JaVonne gets quiet.
I know it.
All right. So what we're going to do right now, exclusively here on WJBR Internet Radio, Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez and Indira Khan, we're going to play the exclusive.
See you hesitating, what are you really waiting for? Cause time is ticking more than I anticipated. Promise I'ma be everything you like. Enjoy my time.
We can have people on the like scheduled for the show. I will bump them for you. Except for your mother. I wouldn't bump anyone for your mother.
That's always her. Hi, this is Indira Khan, and you're listening to and watching Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
All our bosses though, Jay. Like she got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, cause I mean, you know. Yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time, so
and we thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.
ticking, okay, we so bright. Need to figure out what are we doing here. Life's too short for us to take it sitting down. So what will we stand for? Come on, get up. You will fall for nothing if you don't get up. What will you stand for? Come on, get up right now. Get up right now. Time to move. Time to do you. Time to show and prove. Ain't no excuse. No. Set your fears loose. Live the life that you choose. You ain't here to lose. So why you waiting here? Keep it moving. Keep your head up, don't be looking down. Sky's the limit, so just give it all you got. Never catch your dreams up if you wait to press down. What will we stand for? Come on, get up, you'll fall for nothing. You don't get up, what will you stand for? Come on, get up, right, get up right now. Time to move, time to do you. Time to show and prove. Ain't no excuse, no. Set your fears loose. Live the life that you choose. You ain't here to lose. Get off your behind. Get right. You got to use your mind. Yeah. No more wasting time. Get right. You got to use your mind. Get off your behind. Get right. Time for you to fly. Get up on your mind. Get right. No more wasting time. about you. It's only been 2 hours since I saw you. I hope I'm not beginning to annoy you, but I can't seem to get enough of you. The last 2 times I couldn't get through. I wish you knew how much I really need to talk to you. I know you feel the same way I do. Please call me back as soon as you can. I can't get you out of my mind. I know you feel the same way I do. I'm not the kind of girl who'd stalk you, but I might, yes I might, call you over and over again.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Let's kick in.
How you doing?
I'm okay. We made it through another week.
Yes. Let me check this out here. Let's get a word from our producer.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning, Pop. How's everything?
Chulo.
I'm good. I'm just saying good morning from the control room and just telling y'all to have a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, darling. Bye-bye.
Microphone checker 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Wendy M. How you doing, Constance? Constance, you've been working since 11 a.m. yesterday, and you got off at 6. Gee, why I am super grateful for your service and your tenacity. I'm going to pray for your health in that, because that's a lot, like what would we do without you, essential workers? But at the same time, like, we can't lose y'all to this kind of stuff.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all got to get rest too. Like, somebody's got to figure this out,
And if there's anything we can do to keep you up and bouncing so that you can get this, keep your energy so you can keep us safe, and, whatever it is that you do to contribute, I know that it has to be in some kind of way keeping us safe.
Yeah, she gets off at 6 p.m. My bad. She's not even off yet.
You're not even off yet. So I don't know. We might have to stretch something. I might have to take a break and come back and do some music for you. I don't know. What you let me know.
I may have to meet you on the corner somewhere to give you a candy bar. What's happening with this schedule? This is bananas,
Yeah, like, you're doing doubles and triples. What's up with that?
Yeah, man. Like, they need to hire more folk then. That's what that means. Folk out here need a job.
Exactly. Because if you can pay overtime, then you can pay someone else to help do the job. That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's a good way to see it. Also, it's like, folks forget that, well, at least management, we got fake ass management these days. It's like, anyway, I digress. But, it's, if you do an essential job, like a job that requires you to work on or with people, and we gotta consider health over money, basically.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of people that need a skill, need the training, need the employment, and folks working, working to death. That shit is played. That shit is really played. They need to increase your wages so that you don't have to work yourself to death. And how well of a job can you do if you're fatigued?
Exactly. Last night I was working until like 10 o'clock at night. It just makes no sense. It just makes no sense, and really unnecessarily.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of nights this week that I had to work really late, and you know, I get nothing extra for it because I am a manager, but even the sense of, oh, I did a good job, that's even dead. Like, you know how, you know, you do extra and you just feel like you do it and you feel accomplished. It's, you know, sometimes, for example, if a child brings you good reports consistently, it's not like you get money for every test you get 100 on. The expectation becomes that you do well. And the benefit, the reward is how you feel about yourself at the end of the day. When you're, you know, I mean, we should reward good behavior and all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you get the benefit of feeling good about yourself.
Okay.
I don't even feel that anymore. I don't, you know, like, ooh, I knocked it out. No. Mm-mm.
Well, the system is kind of designed for us to be chasing our tail. And, you know, in capitalism in this country is so factory oriented and supremacist guided that everything ends up being about saving money and increasing, you know, it doesn't change the work. It doesn't change the workforce. It just, you do more for less. And at the end of the day, what it does to your body long term, like there are a few unfortunate situations that I tend to gravitate toward stories about later on in life, you know, like, and how folks literally, when they're not working that race, you know, they are either not well or they die. You know?
Yeah.
And
see, that's not gonna be my story.
No, work with that.
You know, because I know of people who've done my job and retired and died a year after they retired. Now,
I've heard a lot of those stories working for the city. Yep.
It's just, to me, you retire, you live a healthy life. That's when you win. You know, you win. I won. You know, let me get an extra 20 years after I retire. Then I won. I led a successful life. You know, because.
Well, Silky, how do you measure success?
Peace. I mean, if we were doing rapid fire right now, if you say success, I'd say peace. Peace of mind, peace of spirit, internal peace. You have internal peace when you are good with yourself, when you are comfortable in your life, your surroundings, in your actions, your accomplishments and your failures. Peace. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Your growth, your what you see, your contributions, you look at them, you feel like that's you did a good job. Or if you did something that was less than a good job, you see where you can improve upon it and you decide, is that something worth your effort to go back and improve it? If you look at that thing, whatever it is, and you say, nah, it's not worth my time, but well, then you learn something about yourself, about that thing, or, you know, regardless, you learn something. Everything is a teachable moment. And if it doesn't sit well with you, it's up to you to fix it. You see?
You know, thank you for that. You know, because I think that it's important to ask yourself that question, you know, at least once, but maybe some do it quarterly. Maybe some do it, you know, annually. But ask yourself how you measure success. What is that to you? You know, what are you either working for? What do you wish to aspire, you know, in life? And I believe, you know, as I watch and you know, I'm a child of the culture, so to speak, and it's some folk out here rolling through are not well, you know, and wellness is paramount. You know, you cannot measure success in things or things that you've acquired, because guess what? You're not taking that SLX to the grave. You're not taking the monopoly you've built in a whatever it is to the grave. None of those things that you can touch, you are taking to the grave. You know, what's that saying? You ain't never seen a Brinks truck following a grade or whatever that is. I don't mess it up. But you're not doing it. So a lot of folks are spending their lives trying to acquire things and impress folks that don't give a fuck about you. That's one. Acquire money that you can't take with you. That's two. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, being comfortable to be able to do certain things, you know, is helpful. But if you are spending your life chasing the bag and you think there's some glory to that, please re-examine. Please, you know, because time is something you can't get back again, and it can be ended at a moment's notice. And then it's like, what is your legacy? What do you have? What have you acquired? How many lives did you touch? Because a lot of folks is out here rolling like a dressed up garbage can. You know, they are spiritually and mentally viscerated, basically.
Depleted.
But you know, like you popping, you know what I mean? And you're so not. Your character is flawed tremendously.
You know what's funny? You're so on point with that, Terez. As I was getting myself ready today, this morning, I looked outside because I haven't been outside in over a week, probably in about a week, whatever it is, right? But I know I want to go out today, you know, get a couple of things, you know, go shopping for a few things, right? And I said to myself when I passed the mirror, I said, well, JaVonne, you have to shovel the car out. You got to clean the car up. You got to get the snow and the ice away from the car in order to move it. And you got your cute jeans on. Now, just the idea that I said I have cute jeans, I've never.
I still really laugh. But
isn't that funny coming from me? Because I just never.
Well, why is it funny? But
it is funny.
I'm not laughing at it. I just think it's adorable. That's what I'm laughing. I'm smiling. No, it brings me joy.
But the funny thing is that it's funny to me because I know me and how I am. I don't. Apparently, I was going to say I don't have cute jeans. Apparently I do, and I'm wearing them. But I never think in terms of that, like my clothes, you know, that's my good. You know, I do have like, okay, this I have to wear to work. This I would never wear to work. You know, that kind of thing. And that's it. This you wear when you're going somewhere you have to look nice so you don't embarrass people. This you can wear whenever the hell you want to wear it and don't care what nobody say, you know, that kind of thing. But cute, just the idea that came to my brain is very interesting. And what I say that to say that things are not as important to me as my mental. Like there are certain things that are important to me, like this microphone, because it's helping me to do what we're doing right now. This is probably right now in this moment one of the most important prized possessions that I have, this little microphone. It's just like in terms of possessions, physical things. I'm not chasing the Joneses or whoever the hell they are. You know, it's like,
but
what I want, what I really, all I want is peace. I just
you
want
say that like that's a, you know, peace is a big thing.
Yeah, but it's so
priceless.
Yes, but and it's in the distance for me.
Okay.
And
so then tell me this, how do you prepare for peace when it's coming? How do you prepare for it?
All right. So first thing I have to do, and what I have been working on, is making sure my ducks are in the row. So I have determined the bare minimal amount of money, because you have to have money to survive. You gotta eat, unless you got somebody that's guaranteed to feed you for the rest of your life, you know. And even then you can't guarantee it. But unless you have like a multi-million-dollar something that cannot be vanquished,
or have your money working for you while you sleep.
Right. You have to have some kind of financial something. And I've not really planned well, to be honest, but I'm planning now. I'm planning like a mom, right? Because I want to be able to have peace in the next 5 years.
Okay.
Right? So once if I don't have to take a job that doesn't fit me, that doesn't give me peace, that doesn't add, that I don't love, then I'll be at peace. I'll be at peace as long as, see, what I'm coming to learn is that I can't control, well, not coming to learn, what I've learned over life's lesson for me has been that I can't control other people. I can't control what they say, what they do, how they respond.
True.
If I take a job, I have to accept the consequences of that, which is there may be some chores that I may not want to do. And but I have to do it to the best of my ability, period. I don't want to do anything I don't want to do anymore. So I have to work to that end. So once that happens, once I'm in the position to no longer deal with people can mess up reality can mess up a wet dream. You can love somebody from a distance, want them, crave them, whatever, and you get them and it's like, ew. They're human.
Be careful what you ask for.
That's right.
When you deal with human beings.
Right. You can have a dream about a job, and then when you get that, well, you could have a dream career and that career becomes a job. Let's put it like that. And sometimes things that you love can sour. And you can still love it. You can still love aspects of it, but maybe it doesn't fit you anymore because you outgrow it.
Yeah. It's funny that the surefire thing that you cannot fail at is your own self-work. Like, you can't change the situation of a job that you don't control. The only true thing that you can control is yourself. The only true thing that's worthy of that is yourself. That's the only thing that cannot be duplicated, because let's be clear, after you leave jobs, they will replace you. Let's be clear that our education system in this country grooms you to be an employee, not a boss or owner. So that's a mindset in and of itself. The way they are messing around, and I say they, meaning the government and whoever else is controlling these IRAs and 401ks, you're lucky if you see it at a certain point. For those of us who are paying attention to the financial crisis that we have been in, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors here, people, and and it's all coming to a head, and the only bet that's worth it today is bet on you, bet on Black, bet on you, and spend that time invested in things like what you need to feel to be good, your mental health, your the health of your families, the self-esteem. Thank you, P. Boogie. Self-worth, all those things, and surround yourself with true like-minded people, and being like-minded in that sense are people that understand that and are going to be willing to challenge you and support you, when you look like you're off your square, right? Because let's be clear, Let's be clear. There are people that will fight you to remain sick.
Yeah.
And suffering. And they'll make you sick before they get better. Fucking with them. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's be real clear. So you kind of have to have a grace in your centering on a daily basis, and stock up on things that bring you joy, and stock up on things that bring you wellness, and stock up on self-care and those kind of things. That is not a cliche. That is a real. And if we walk out of this pandemic, because trust and believe there'll be something else coming behind it, good people, please. It's just the way this country is set up. It's got so many amazing things, don't get me wrong, but it's got so many other things that are designed to take people with cellular trauma. And by that, I mean Black and brown folk, mostly. People with cellular traumas, whether it affects you or not, there are things in our cells that make us predisposed to things that are going on in this country. So please, if I can say nothing else, let's not be dressed up garbage cans. Let's not do that to ourselves, and continue to check your friends that look like they're off their square, even at the risk of whatever. A love check is just what it is. And if they don't respond the way you feel they should respond, or they're not responding to it, just keep them in prayer. But don't expose yourself to any more trauma than you may have in your central nervous system. Women have it. It's real out here. I see people in pain and suffering every day and fighting to stay sick and suffering, and you don't fucking have to. You just don't.
It's funny. You know what? First of all, let me just remind everybody that we now have enabled the system so that you can call into the basement and join the conversation. The number is 347-996-5394. Press 1. Let us know that you want to speak, and we will bring you on, because we want to hear you if we can. And that's that. The other thing is, I think we ought to peel the onion.
Uh-oh.
It's so funny. The last piece of that, when we're on the screen and you're going like this, I feel like we're back on. And I'm like, I psyched myself out.
Every time.
Every time. So yeah, so this show is becoming therapy for me, to be honest, in certain ways. I'm learning so much about myself through this show. And I feel like, even though I do understand that this is a very public broadcast,
Mm-hmm.
I feel comfortable exposing my inner thoughts because of the vibe. First of all, because I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
We're
so
having a conversation.
Yeah. So I feel like, this is JaVonne and Terez, speaking about these things. But I do realize that there are so many other people with different different reasons for listening. I'll say that. Some people we know and some people we don't know. Right?
Okay.
But it doesn't matter when I'm talking to you on this show. Who's listening? I know what I am not at liberty to say publicly, and so I don't do those things. But what I am always at liberty to talk about is about me and how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And what I will say is that I am eternally grateful for all that I have and all that I've gone through. It's made me who I am in this moment. I appreciate everything and everybody, to be honest. Good times and bad times. I really do appreciate even the bad times, because that's how you learn, you grow. I don't believe in going through things. I believe in growing through things. Because if you go through it, you're going to go through it again. But you have to grow through it so that you don't go that way again. But I am in this stressful situation, not situation, just period, and I think it's the same stressful period that everybody is in the world, probably, with the pandemic and everything, although different countries and states even deal with everything differently. Families, when it becomes nuclear, each individual deals with things differently. I just feel like, and it's a feeling, not a fact, but you can't help how you feel. You know what I mean?
Great that you had the capacity to separate, because feelings will get you fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're so internal that they can disguise themselves as facts.
Exactly.
To you, because that's all you got.
Exactly.
Until you get another word, or you allow yourself to be open to getting something else that helps you with those feelings. But one thing is guaranteed about feelings: they will always change.
They do. Like the weather. The weather, And although feelings aren't facts, it is a fact that we feel.
Right.
So, with that being said, you can start off in one mood and flip to the other mood, and it's up to you to do what is necessary to fix that mood. Renee says peace is a continued state of internal being. We have to live in peace, walk in peace, love in peace, work in peace. I agree with that 100%.
Yes.
Feelings, nothing more than feelings, right? She says, whatsoever state I am in, peace can be in every part of it. Peace come forth when wisdom is allowed, the grace to show herself fully clothed in her beauty of natural splendor. I'm going to leave that right there.
Bang, bang, bang. Yes, Renee. Yes.
Yeah, but I've been fighting every day not to allow myself to just fall into a deep damn depression, and it is really a struggle. And I have to remind myself that, JaVonne, you just feel that way. It's okay. You feel that way, but that's not true. Keep moving. That stuff is not true. And even if it is true, you still got to do what you got to do. So do your job, whatever it is in that moment. Do what you have to do and get up.
Let me tell you something, Jay. Let me tell you something. There are some people that are put on this planet and I kind of make it a game for myself, because the more peaceful and the more aligned that you show up, okay, or when you make a conscious decision not to engage in a general area of chaos, when you are over there in your own little oasis and the chaos is the size of this size, and you're over here, and here's the you're over here, and here's the chaos down here. And when you make a conscious decision not to cross over where Gen Pop is, trust and believe you'll be called and deemed so many things. People will question your choices. They will question your competency. They will question everything that comes with it to try to attack or assassinate your character. Yeah. That's just what comes with it. In fact, it's almost like a game for me, in a sense. And I'll give you through my own personal, something you said resonated in a huge way. Because, when folks cannot push you off your square because they're miserable, and understand something, baby, miserable people attract more miserable people. And you can have a miserable gang of people that are in an institution. And when you decide that you want to choose peace over that, or you don't want the chaos, or you're doing things in you got to ask yourself how you show up, because if you have shown up to be your best, and your best can change at any given time, but if you've done your best, even if it wasn't good enough for whatever, if you can say to yourself, this was the best I knew how to do at this time, then that's it. You cannot spend a majority of your time breaking yourself down and feeling less than when you've done what your best is. Now, your best can change at any given moment. The more tools you put in, the more things whatever it is, doesn't matter. But people do not determine your best. You do.
This is true.
People do not.
That's true.
Especially people in chaos. Because they'll make it look like, because again, there's the saying, all people need, certain people, let me just keep that clear, a place to sleep, a place to eat, and somebody to blame. You understand? That's all that people that show up that way need. I'm not kidding you. And apply that circumstance to any situation where you see an abundance of chaos. When you check out of the chaos, it's almost like, I'll be back. I'll be back when there's no chaos. Because even when when you've tried to insert something that may make sense, and people, for whatever reason, because it's not popular, and they don't understand it, it becomes something different for them. So it's like, then you'll get that. We can't because, okay. You can't because. Stay in your chaos, because that seems to be working for you. Despite what you say, you like the chaos. Stay there. Stay right there. I'll be back.
Yeah. Yeah. Between chaos and being bullied, and you know what? Bullying shows up in a lot of ways.
Now, are you working from home?
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm not talking about physical bullying. No, we don't do that. I'll tell you a story after we take this call about, and that's probably going to change the whole topic, because it's very funny. But physical, I'm not talking about. I'll tell you about physical bullying. About my height, my vertical challenge, right? So we'll talk about that. But what I'm talking about in terms of bullying, that could be something as simple as micromanagement. That's what that is. When it's not necessary. If you're completing your task in your way, why am I all up in your space?
But here's the thing, JaVonne. Let them do it. It's like, oh, you want to take this on? Because I believe I have it. But if you want to take it on, because go ahead, great I am.
That's how I feel about it.
That's
how
ego.
I feel about it. But that, it's like if
listen, Listen,
what
that's what you call someone with a control issue and an ego. And that's not an assignment.
It just doesn't work for me. Oh Lord, how many years did I say? Okay, let's take this call.
Listen, that's somebody with a tremendous control issue and ego. So let them do it.
I am just so tired. I am just so friggin' fragging.
That's why I said let them do it. Let them do it.
Hey, Loretta, you're on the air.
Hey, JaVonne. Hey, Terez. So, we got a little feedback. Can you guys hear me? Because I'm driving and I'm getting a major echo.
If you're echoing, it's because you are listening to us on more than one device or system. So if you're still listening from YouTube or Facebook, you have to step out of that.
No, I logged that off because I'm in the car.
Oh, okay, but I don't hear an echo from you.
Yeah, we don't hear the echo.
Okay, maybe it's on my end. So I'm not gonna hold you guys long because I just need to concentrate and not have any road rage. But a couple of things I wanted to share. First of all, did I say good morning? Good morning. How y'all doing? Everybody all right?
Yeah,
yes, we're good. We're good.
Okay, so a couple of things that I wanted to just throw out there or piggyback on. Inner peace being one of them. As you guys know, I went through my health challenge a few years ago, and one of the things that I, had to come to grips with was peace within and letting go of negativity and persons that tend to bring, number one, chaos into my life, or persons that just, that just didn't show up in my life like I've showed up in their life. So, I've had to learn to kind of let that go because I had to focus on me. It was definitely a hard lesson to learn, but maybe if you don't get out the way. But I've learned that lesson, and and I definitely, I think I've come out a lot better for it, from learning it, I should say. I just want to throw that out there.
Loretta, I'm sorry. Are you driving?
Yeah.
And
I am.
Maybe do you want to pull over or call us when you're not driving? You're making Pop nervous.
No, I'm good. It's all good. It's all good.
You got the hands-free thing going on, right?
I'm hands-free. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm touching up.
All right. As long as both hands are on the wheel, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both hands are on the wheel. Well, actually, one hand, because I don't drive with both hands on the steering wheel. But
Okay. I'm not gonna ask what you're doing with that other hand.
It's actually on the gear shift. That's just kind of where I rest it, and it's not a stick shift. It's just habit.
Just habit, holding on to that.
Yeah, but it's all good. But that's basically what I wanted to just share. Inner peace is number one in my for my way of being. I have to just have that inner peace. Like I can't deal with the drama. I don't really have the patience. I'm even less patient now than I was prior to my health issues. And I'm really quick to cut you off and not think any more of it. Because when I get to the point of cutting you off, I've already gone way above, way beyond, so I just be like, okay, you know what, it's a wrap. I'm not gonna, not gonna call, I'm not gonna show up, I'm not gonna do, you need me, call me, but I am not going to reach out. That's pretty much it. That's all I got.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Total.
Yeah. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. I'm always the person, in my circle, I am always the person that calls, texts in, follows through. I'm like, yeah, I can't. We all go through our own struggles of issues in life. And I'm like, you know what? I can't be that person for you anymore. However, if they call me, I'll take the call and I'll talk to them, but I'm not going to be the first one to make the first move or make that attempt.
Makes sense. Well, thank you, Loretta, for calling.
All right.
And for sharing that.
As always, nothing but love for you all. Rez, tell you and the missus, that interview y'all did last night was top tier. Although she didn't really let you get too many words in, but you got your points in. But we understand how she rolls, and we love her for it. Because that's who she is, and we love her for it. So
I think I spent more of my time laughing.
JaVonne, keep holding it down. Team Shaka all day.
Team
Love
Shaka.
y'all, and I'm gonna sign off. I'm on the highway doing the alleged speed limit. So
Be careful with the alleged speed limit.
yeah, no, I'm good. I'm keeping up with the flow of traffic. It's all good. It's all good.
Just be careful, Loretta. We love you, baby.
I will.
All right.
I love y'all back. All right.
Talk to you later.
Happy Valentine's Day a little early.
Same to
All
you,
right,
baby.
y'all be good.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye. She said the alleged. I call it a suggestion because
Listen, y'all better be careful out here. This black ice doing the alleged speed limit. Loretta, you better be careful. I know you're still listening. Be careful.
Yeah, I haven't been driving in a while. And actually, since I haven't been driving daily, I noticed that I don't drive as fast when I do drive. I'm more nervous as a driver now because I'm not out there regularly. I don't know, but
I know not driving has really done so much just for my peace, actually. I don't like driving like in the city around, although, don't get me wrong, I'm a good driver. I like to drive long distance. I should say that.
Right.
That brings me so much joy. Long distance driving, good sounds in the car, a great conversationalist or a co-pilot that can take over any given time, like road trips.
Yeah, I like to drive. I like to drive long distances. I like road trips, like you said. I don't mind that it takes hours to get there. I like scenery. I love nature and and also just to see,
That's like one of my bucket list things, to drive cross country, stops at, things that I've wanted to see that I haven't.
Right.
There are a lot of great things to see in this country, like I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I'd like to do that.
Yeah. So Constance, I don't know why it is that when people see an ambulance, they tend to drive faster to stay in front of you guys. I personally try to stay right behind you because you're going to clear the way for me.
Yeah, that's what it is, Constance. It's folks that want to get either in front of because y'all are lights and sirens, and that's really disrespectful. It really is.
Yeah, I try to stay behind you, and also because I'm trying to protect you.
Nice. Oh, okay.
If y'all want to chime in with the conversation, you can call into the basement and speak to myself and Terez.
I just want to lift something that I just read. Our minds are not created to witness such vast amounts of human tragedies, deaths, and utter chaos. Depression and anxiety are natural reactions to witnesses to such events in one's life. Yes, and yes.
Yeah.
That's trauma. That's trauma. That's trauma. And on top of the trauma that already exists, there is more trauma. And
Exactly.
some of us get through, or some of us think that doing things or ignoring it is you can't. It's a current that's out there, and what you can do is manage your own systems well enough and equip your own systems well enough to get through it. To get through it. Support systems. Reach out to a good therapist. I can't say that enough.
Exactly. So do I
Renee, and shout out to Renee Lewis, because she is a therapist.
Mo sent, or you and Mo had sent Mo sent me a list of therapists, Black people of color therapy stuff. For the next show, I'll try to have that list uploaded. But you know what? Now that you say that, Renee, you must be an absolutely wonderful therapist. I'm gonna have to call upon you, because this week and leading up to this week have been I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I love you, Mom. I love you so much. It's like, finally. And what she's probably talking about is that she's been able to figure out how to see us again.
Oh, hey, Mom.
And Mom, you can always call in. The number to call, I'll put it up here so that you can see it if you want to call and say hi.
347-996-5394.
Right.
Again,
I'm trying to see. Yeah, say it again. I'm sorry.
347-996-5394. Come in and join the conversation.
Trying to see where Pop. These comments, it's hard to find them here sometimes for me. But anyway, from my perspective on this thing. But anyway, so last week, this week has been really, really difficult for me, and leading up to this week was really difficult for me. And I didn't know why. I guess I blame everything on the job, because the job is so damn stressful. So it must be the job, right? The job. Plus the people, this political situation. And it's more than just political. It's the country that we live in. So I know there are people that, this ain't my country. Well, this is my country, goddammit. That's what it says on my passport. It's the country that I was born in. This is my country. This is the country I've served in the way that I serve, and where I pay taxes, and where I live.
Well, you may have to give yourself television and social media breaks.
Right. But back to Renee's point, right? My cousin, who was like a little sister, passed away a year ago on February 8th. I've been so caught up in all the stuff. And there have been so many deaths that I can't keep track.
Speaking of which, JaVonne?
Yeah, but I just want to say this. I feel like I've been mourning. I'm mourning everything, but not pinpointing
grief. It's called grief.
And it's been a year since Danny's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I'm thinking, that feeling of mourning a loved one. I'm thinking, still missing my dad. I'm still, this one died. Just found out that one died. It's just, it's more death and destruction than my poor, sensitive, love ball heart can take. I mean, and then right after she died, a couple of months later, her father died, who was also someone very dear and special to me. So it's just a lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you, Renee. One of the things, and I'll say this, Renee, publicly, because I know you, one of the things I want to say about you publicly is that you have, she's a perfect balance of therapy, and I'm going to say this, I'm not someone who sees her, but I see her socially. And you follow someone's spirit socially, and I've been connected to her in other ways. And I can say that she is an amazing balance of clinical and personal, meaning she understands what's necessary for one to thrive. You know, she understands what's necessary for one to kind of, you know, like for us that have these occupations that are people centric. You know, we must allow a balance. You know, I had a great conversation with a doctor friend of mine who was just learning that, because he spent most of his life in academia, you know, getting the various, you know, certifications and qualifications to be able to practice. And his work-life balance was it's so uneven. And he's finally saying to himself at this age that he is now, he's middle age now, and he's saying, you know, I have to incorporate some more social stuff. And he says to me, Terez, well, what's going on? Tell me what's going on in the world. I need to do something different, because it needs to balance itself out, you know. But I want to say this. I want to give folks a piece of information for those of you who do not know this, because it is coming. For anyone who has lost a loved one in 2020 due to the coronavirus, AOC has an initiative that she's been working on for a long time, and is to get funeral reimbursements, $7,000, I think it is, back to families that have lost someone due to coronavirus. So, and they're like maybe 3 or 4 things that you need to be able to seek the funds when it's ready. But you should, if you have, start getting the folks or getting these things in place. I think one is a death certificate that says coronavirus, other things that may help, but they're trying to get at least, I know that, you know, anything that can help in some of the financial hardships that, you know, did occur for folks that were lost. And then we had a lot of people that were doing a lot of burying and a lot of services in 2020. And it is what it is, but she had been pushing to get this initiative based on her own trauma. And see, here's where, and thank you, P. Boogie, for the information when it came, because I was able to spend some time to drill down on some of the stuff that inspired it and who had been working on it. And it was birthed out of her own trauma. You know, she witnessed something as a small child and was able to realize and discern what hardships came with that, burying folks that you may not have had the money to do, you know. And as a result, with all of the stuff that occurred in 2020 and is still happening, you know, I don't want to give you the illusion that the pandemic is not still happening. It's still happening. She and her constituents decided to get this thing pushed and passed. So I think it starts March or May of this year to do the reimbursements, but look out for it, Google it, you know, and share, please, because it can be helpful for a lot of people.
Absolutely. I saw that on the news yesterday, actually. Mm-hmm. And for Elisa, if you're asking how tall I am, not much taller than that. About that height. Thank you very much.
Misty J, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That has to be very, very hard. And I hope that you are talking to someone, or, you know, I'm just sending love and prayers your way, and hugs. Yeah. Hugs too. Hugs matter. I think, you know, I'm going to, you know, co-sign Marsha Hugs and her hug ministry, because I do believe that, you know, physical contact and hugging somebody is a great joy of mine. You know, I've always been a hugger.
Yeah, I'm a hugger too. Yep.
Whose idea was it to put you on those blocks when you were little?
Well, I'm sure it was this person. And
the older you get, the more people you know will die. That's true. I know, Ma. Somebody, it's like that. Yeah. When you get old, when you're getting older, folks are gonna, we know, and it's unfortunate. Speaking of deaths, we lost another jazz legend.
Yeah, Chick Corea.
Yeah, Chick Corea, man. That was another one. I'm just boy, heaven has a choir, orchestra, conductors. Like, man, heaven is popping right now.
Yep. Matter of fact, we could. Well, speaking of Shaka Khan, she actually did a CD with Chick. Since we were talking about it anyway. And I guess I could play one of those classic songs.
Oh my God.
Would you say who would play me in a movie about myself? Nope, not having that. But if there was a movie about me, the question is, who would play Shaka Khan? Like that's the real question. I mean, like, I don't know. Here, let's play this.
All of me, why not take all of me? Can't you say I'm no good without you? But take my lips, I wanna lose them. Take my arms, I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I go without you? You took the part, the one was mine, so why not take all of me?
You're listening to WJBR Internet Radio Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez. And call us 6954. You are on the air. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good morning. This is Miss TJ. I just wanted to call in and speak on like passive aggressive bullying since we were on that topic. I tend to be one of those people who speak for everyone, and a lot of the times it comes from just being that person. Like, I fight for myself. I'm a non-traditional student. I put myself through school. I've been independent since I was 16. I was adopted. I've lived in foster care. So I've had a lot of experiences and learned to really stand up for myself. And then people see that and they get inspired, but they don't really get inspired to work for themselves. They get inspired to move closer to me so that I can work for them. And as an adult, I've had to really understand that and separate myself from that, because for a long time, I felt like that was my calling. That was what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to speak for other people. But these same people don't speak for you. You know, like they'll sit there and, you know, they'll stand by and like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know, you know, how I'm going to make it through this problem. You know, waiting for you to speak up for them. And then when you have a problem, when you're on the chopping block, they're like, well, you're the one that spoke up. So I've had to really, one, acknowledge that and understand that people are that way. And then two, one, step away from some stuff, like especially during COVID. You can't defend everybody. You can't take up for everybody, and that doesn't make you a bad person. And I had to really learn how to tell myself that, because people will judge you for not being around people, even though those same people are like draining you of all of your energy and your positivity. So I just wanted to say that, and also to thank you guys for really inspiring me to be okay with being that person that stands up and says what they want to. Because I've had a lot of people who didn't like the fact that I use fuck often. You know, it was like, oh, that's a bad word. You can't use that word. And then they'll sit there and make it seem like it has something to do with your education level, when I'm very educated and highly loquacious. I just use whatever word I feel comfortable using. So, this show has really been a great outlet for me, and I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much. And in terms of being the person that always, you know what? She's singing my song, Rez.
Thank you for sharing that. You know, that's brilliant. And, you know, and like I said before, tribe is important, because, you know, you would not be the only one there. You have to kind of find a team where everybody's a shooter on it, you know, because you can't take on other people's stuff. And I'm glad that you decided to separate from the pack, because there's something unique about you, you know, that's not commonplace, but you will, like, you know, they say morphs to a flame.
You know, that's right. And let me just say that, you know, I have found myself in numerous meetings always being the one to voice the consenting or the dissenting, rather, opinion of my team.
Oh, that makes you difficult. Be careful.
Right. Exactly. I have become the difficult one to manage. I am the one who, if anyone is going to be the one to voice the issue, it's going to be JaVonne. And it's very frustrating. It's very difficult. And silently, everyone else is sitting around either waiting for me to speak up, nodding, in agreement, but not saying anything, or they'll chime in after with their perspective.
A lot good that did you when it's time to face the
right. But the bottom line is that I'm viewed as someone who
you're viewed as, let me say this before you answer that. You're viewed as someone that can't be manipulated. And that can be intimidating for people who need to manipulate to exist. Do you understand? I know what it feels like, and I know what they want it to feel like. They want you quiet. They want you silenced. They don't want you calling out deficits. They don't want you trying to figure out things that could be better. They don't want to. There is a certain comfort people have. That's back to what I was saying earlier. There is a comfort that people have staying sick. And before they get well, they will fuck you up in the process. You understand? That's why when you're in unhealthy situations, you must always, one, keep your understanding about what it is, but also work to remove yourself from it. Because the reality is, sick and suffering is just what it is. And it can be a gang of sick and suffering folk, you know, and that are looking, that will hire you to cure it or fix it when they know damn well they don't want it fixed.
Yeah.
It's called operating in chaos.
The only time that I don't speak up normally is if I don't care. I don't care. Whatever y'all do, that's what you do. I am finding myself more and more, and it's intentional to say, JaVonne, don't say anything. Don't, just be quiet.
And that's loud too. You don't win there when people know what your spirit are. I've heard people say, Terez ain't saying nothing. Oh boy. Because they brace themselves because they need that, you know. Yep. And when I'm quiet, I realize that that's louder than anything I can say out of my mouth sometimes. Because here's the reality. You know, in my head, I'm saying, y'all know it's fuckery. I know it's fuckery and y'all know it's fuckery. I'm not going to lend any more of my spirit to this. The spirit I can't get back. You know, because out of the options, you can apply yourself to things that are working and people that want to be well, and don't just gaslight and are not ruling things with their ego.
And then they try to elicit a response when you try to be quiet, and it's like, what do you want from me? Do you really want to know what I think, or do you really not want to know what I think? I at this point, I don't want to share what I think anymore. It doesn't make a goddamn bit of difference anyway. Until people are committed to brainstorming around solutions, we've done enough fact finding. We know what the issues are. Now,
there's always more money to throw at the education of it all. You know, it's called educational arrogance. You know, it's a great book about educational arrogance. You know, there's some people that educate and want to pontificate studies and things to come back to the same old shit. Just another way of stalling and another way of gaslighting and another way of, basically, it's power hungry folk that just want to stay complicit to what's necessary to fix it.
Hey, Sage. Sage says too many people have become complacent in mediocrity and trying to fit into an unnatural construct. Excellence and individuality is frowned upon. However, that's where we are courageous. That's fire, and that's Sage.
Yeah.
I'm also, this is, you know, what I'm saying is not just in work situations.
Right.
This is, you know, I want to be clear about that. This has to do with family and friends and all that other stuff too.
Right.
I find that I'm always the one who has to say something, you know? You were on that call at my mother's Zoom party. I don't know if you were there when something went awry. And I don't know if you were there. I saw something that was going on. And I said, JaVonne, okay, first of all, this Zoom party is not the time. And then the next day, I was like, everybody's grown. Mind your business. By the second day, I couldn't hold it no more. I just couldn't. That's just because, why? Because I care. Because I care. If I love you and I see harm in your way, like you're going to be harmed or setting yourself up, or your pants are on fire, I'm not going to sit there and let you burn. I just can't.
Well, sometimes, it's so funny. There's a grace and a beauty, because there's a grace and a beauty to remaining quiet. And I'm not saying not speak out on injustices. I'm not saying, but I'm saying for your own soul. Sometimes the word selfish is not a bad thing, because selfish means self-preservation.
Right.
And electing yourself to insert here on somebody else's drama and peace. I mean, somebody else's drama, basically, may not be what you need to do.
Right. No, it's true.
Saying that's really not okay.
It's true. Up until the point that I can be at peace with my role. Because, I always think, God forbid something should happen and I didn't do or say anything. Then I have to live with that. And therein lies my issue. Like I was saying earlier, if I look at the situation, okay, am I going to be all right letting it go? I have to give myself some time to woosah, to think before I speak, because, it's not every pond I must dip my toe in,
That's that is fact. Yeah. Everything ain't yours. You know what I mean?
Right.
And honestly, in the wonderful world of Zoom, whenever you have chaos, that's why I like hosting Zooms, because if chaos shows up on a Zoom that I'm hosting, that's immediately taken care of. That gives me joy. Oh, really? I'll tell you what, I'll put y'all in this breakout room so y'all can duke it out. Not interrupting the ecosystem I'm trying to create here. Or I'll just remove you until you're having a better day. How's that? That's it. Because we're all not showing up. And see, and I also want to have grace and mercy for folks that are having bad days, that I know and blessed to know the core of them. So when they're having a bad day, I don't judge that against everything I know about the person. Unless your bad days, pre-exist COVID. You know what I mean? Like COVID, you're getting a few breaks here, because I recognize that this level of trauma, on top of bullshit that you have not fixed well before COVID, does not do the body good. We got folks out here really fucked up in the game. Please understand. It's been a hard, and and everybody, if you are a ratchet, fucked up individual before COVID, chances are that only kicked more fuel in that area.
Yeah. Or now you sitting in the room alone, and the only person you can fuck with is yourself.
And they'll try. They will try. I got a friend, Debbie. She used to call them earth disturbers, because they will try to shake the ground under your feet because they can't get. Baby, trust me. And what you do is, and my power right now is in prayer. I have to pray. I just have to, because I'm not going to get involved physically. I know what I have to maintain in order to be sane in the world. My family, friends, to be sane in the world. And I'm just going to sit. I'll make one attempt to try to, hey, and if that's rejected or that's not respected, go off and go off into the sunset, my G.
Exactly.
I'll pray from you over here, but you're being fucked up, and that part in your core you'll have to live with. Exactly. You can't undo some things. You know what I mean?
And like you said last night, you can't unhear a thing. And by the way, y'all are cute. I'm like, is it just because I love them that they're so fucking adorable?
Oh,
I just want, if I could have put my and squeeze, give you both a little pinch on the cheeks.
We don't do a lot of interviews together, but we have fun when we do,
Y'all are just freaking adorable, man. Just
thank you.
And funny, oh my God. But remember, I sent you that whatever, those bloopers from that thing when we would videotape that election thing. Y'all are just hysterical to me. I mean, especially your wife. She's just.
Oh, she's bananas.
Yeah, I can't even talk. I've never had a conversation with her, probably except when my father died. We might have had a conversation and I didn't think it was funny. But other than that, every time I talk to her, I crack up.
And she's not trying to be. She's funny when she's not actually trying to be.
Exactly.
She's being herself, and it's just like.
Exactly.
And Loretta says, like people think that I don't speak much. I do speak, but when she's around, I do more laughing than speaking, which is always my go-to. Like if I'm laughing, the world is good. It's good to me. Love to laugh.
Resosexual.
My dreams of marrying a 6-foot woman completely extinguished last night.
Resosexual.
Miss DJ, I love you.
Yes, your interview should be on YouTube. The interview that Terez and Mo did last night. It's on Instagram. You can catch it on the gram.
Oh, okay. Is he talking about his?
No, I think he's talking about yours.
Okay. Catch
it on the gram. The Blairisms.
The Blairisms, yes. And actually, we need to get the Blairisms on this show. They are, first of all, they got some good, big things coming out. And they can't talk about them yet, but I'd love to get them on to talk about them when they come. Those brothers are doing some amazing things in the world, and they have a really fun-filled spirit, both of them, Brandon and Blair. Shout out to the Blairisms, Brandon and Blair.
So, here is my story. I was a teenager. I don't remember how old I was. And this goes back to the question of how tall I am and something about bullying. I was a teenager. I had borrowed my father's boombox. You remember the big radios.
Oh, yeah, had a monster one.
Right. And I was playing whatever it was I was playing and standing outside, in the hood, my little neighborhood PJs. And this girl named Leslie Flood. Yes, I'm calling out your name, Leslie. I haven't heard from you in years.
Ooh.
But if you're listening, feel free to chime in. Leslie was probably the tallest, and she's got girth. She was a big girl. We ended up friends later on. Let me just say that.
Okay.
But this is the truth of the matter, right?
Okay.
So Leslie was humongous to me, right? Probably about 5'11", 5, maybe, I don't know. She was just too tall than everybody, taller than all the dudes too, right? And I was diminutive, right? And thin, because when you're young, you cute and little. So I was short, little, whatever, but you couldn't tell me shit. Leslie came and touched my father's boombox and changed the station. I was like, yo, what you doing? What you doing? Turned it back. I was like, don't mess with that, please. She said, I said I didn't want to hear it. And I was like, yo, what you doing? Yo, I got serious. I was like, don't do that. That belongs to my father. She swung down at me. And I jumped back, and let me tell you, I became offended. Not mad, but offended because of our height difference.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a person who believed in justice.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying, you are going to pick on me? You want to fight me? As big as you want to fight me? Are you serious? I said, all right. Went to the garbage, got a bottle, cracked the bottle open, and jumped up on this bench. And it was like, yeah, bitch, I'm your height now. I was young, right? Somebody must have called my brother older brother, who came out and got me. If I had a rag doll, I would show you exactly what he did. But let me take my little fan here. My brother picked me up, put me under his arm. I'm like, I'll kill you, bitch! I'll kill you! My brother took me home, carried me, home with boombox in one arm and me under the other arm.
Oh.
So yeah, me going crazy. Come on, let me down. How dare she? And it was not because she hurt me or because I was well, clearly I must have been mad, but I must have been angry, but I was angry at the injustice, the idea that she would pick on me. I hadn't done anything to her. We were cool. We probably, Lord knows what, the night before. You know what I'm saying? Not that, but probably hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Because she was one of my hangout. Not really. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's my story.
Well, shout out to Larry Love for coming to pick up his Pooh Bear in any kind of way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was just, that was just one of those things.
So what did you do when you got home? Did he give you a brotherly conversation?
Probably said, stupid, sit down. What are you doing?
Well, that's a brotherly conversation.
Probably. Probably. You were going to say something?
No, I was much
okay. Yeah, Larry had his moments.
I'm talking to you, and you too. Do you guys know who I'm talking to? You! Those of you who go out and stay out all night long and expect us to stay home when you did what you did. Because you did it, we can't do it. But let me tell you something here. The sisters ain't going for that no more. Hey sisters, you feel me? Because we realize two things, that y'all ain't doing nothing greater for us than we can't do for ourselves. Can I get an amen? Somebody say yeah. So from now on, we want to use what we got to get what we want. So you better think. There was a time we had it made. That's the thing I never will forget. Now, baby, I got a right to live and a whole lot of loving that a woman could give. Yeah. But before I give it up, I gotta think. What's the future hold for me? Just too far ahead to see. I don't need no heartache, can't stand on misery. Everything. that you won't do. Come on and think about the good things. Let's think about the right thing. You gotta think about me too. Come on and think about you, yeah. Come on and think. Come on and think. Come on and think. Come on and think. Come on and think about me. Come on and think. Think about me and you. Come on and think. Come on and think. Come on and think. Think about the good thing. Come on and think about the right thing. About the right thing. About the good thing. About the good thing. The right thing. About me and you. Come on and think about the thing. Come on and think about the good thing. Come on and think about me and you. Come on and think about the good things.
Music break.
Yeah. Nice. And now she can go to work with a happier spirit today.
I'm you know what? That right there is the point. That right there is the point.
Yes. And actually, speaking of points, there have been a lot of folks that were asking about the festival, the LGBT Arts and Culture Music Festival, right? And I had a team meeting yesterday. Was it yesterday, day before? One of the days. And we are enhancing some of the safety measures for prevention. Now, we all know that prevention is a huge thing. And, you know, the saying in alphabet, prevention is worth a pound of cure. And nothing will absolve personal responsibility, but we are trying to do as much as possible to be able to ensure that folks are safer in coming to hang out and partake in this year's festival on Memorial Day weekend at a 5-star luxury all-inclusive destination, adults only.
So
And
what are some of the precautions?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. And with that, I'm working on getting the festival founder on the show to be able to discuss those after he makes the finalized packaging. But I can tell you, you know, and he's in my like-minded tribes. You know, he's working on 2 amazing things that will surely be announced very shortly. That, well, there are 3 actually. 2 are regarding the festival itself, and 1 is separate from the festival, which was freaking amazing. And I'm just, I'm grateful he's part of my tribe and thought partner in a lot of things. And I'll share with you some of that, but I want to get Greg on to talk about some of the things that he thinks are necessary. And so you can't manage it all, but sometimes can't tell Greg that because he's going to try, you know? And what he is putting together for the love of the people, I think is extraordinary. You know, what he is negotiating, because, you know, life is one big negotiation after the next. And, you know, the only time you don't win is when you don't ask, you know. So I'll share with you some things that he's putting in place for the guests that come with us this year, you know.
So he's definitely going through with it this year.
Yes, so far so good. We haven't gotten any indication that we should not or can't, given the,
The virus.
yes.
Now, what about people getting refunds? Because at one point there were no refunds being given, and as you know, for some people that's a very expensive trip. So in light of what's going on in the world, there's a lot of people who there may be a lot of people, I don't know that there's a lot of people, but there may be people who want a refund.
Well, it's quite like the airlines. When you work in hospitality and you understand hospitality, you know that when you do things that are packaging, they don't offer refunds, and the festival wouldn't be unlike any other festival that does, or an airline for that matter. But what you can do is apply it to the year after, if you'd like everybody that was that decided that they didn't want to take the trip before, we postponed it, and they were there, what they'd paid was transferred over into the following year, and that's despite inflation. It was transferred over in honor.
But then the next year it didn't happen.
Yeah, it did. It's this year.
Oh, okay. Because it went from May to September.
Right.
And then what if you're not able to go the next time? You understand, because the date has changed.
Well,
it's not the person who purchased it. It's of no fault of their own that they're not able to go.
Right. It's still,
the trip was canceled. It's not
correct. It was canceled. Well, it was canceled because the powers that be had to cancel it, not the festival. It's the place that you just couldn't travel. There's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
But it's transferable to any season that you'd like to go. It's all transferable. The same thing the airlines do. We're just not limiting the time span. Meaning the airlines will give you a year to use it, and it's not you can't take it back kind of vibe. Unfortunately, you can't do it. It's just what it is. And the payments are, they're but they are transferable, meaning you can sell your package to someone that wants to go. If you, let's say, can't go because of, let's say you scheduled and you got the time off this year and you wanted to transfer your package to a following year that you don't have off, you can always opt to sell your package. Your package itself is transferable. Yes. But there are some things that are being worked on.
Good. When one succeeds, everybody succeeds.
Yeah. Yep.
A good time is a good time.
Listen, there is a huge thing with being the vitamin D deficient, particularly of melanated folk. And being vitamin D deficient will affect not only the things that it does in your body, but your mood. For those of us that suffer from season affective disorder, SAD as it's called, sometimes the lamps don't work. Nothing like a shot of vitamin D directly from the sun will help that. That's why I always encourage you, JaVonne, to get out of the basement, get outside.
Yeah, it's not as easy now that it's cold out, icy out, and not as like if you are, and I do suffer from that sad thing,
as do I.
It's hard to push past the door in a regular lifetime, but in this particular crisis, it's even more difficult.
You know what I did to help that? And particularly now working from home too. You know what I did to help that? I set my alarm clock. And despite what I thought, I tried to disengage my brain. I set my alarm clock to go outside in intervals, like stand outside, particularly when I don't want to. I know there's something there. So I get up, go outside, you know, even if you got to put your coat and jacket on, and I walk around the block. That's all. You know, it's baby steps. Walk around the block, walk down the block, just be outside for a minute. You know, take some deep breaths, and it usually brings me back in okay, you know.
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like a day like today, I have no choice. I set it up so that I have to go out. So, and I will go out and I will get exercise, because I will have to clean up the car, and the ice is built up and I have no choice but to work around it. So I have to do that.
What would you do? Like, there's so many things that happen when we don't have choices. Is it the choices that get us fucked up?
Is it choices? What do you mean?
Meaning, if we had no choice but to be happy, would we be more happy people? It's like, here are the doors. There's the happy door. There's the, because generally in life, there's the happy and the unhappy. There's the joyful and the joyless, right? If we only had one door, happy, joy, and we only had those doors to walk through, is it the choices that get us fucked up? The idea that we can be something other than happy or other than joyful.
I think it would then imply that one makes a conscious decision, and conscious being the operative word.
Okay.
It may be a decision to, you know, a reaction. And you know how we talk about visceral reactions.
Mm-hmm.
If I could help how I react to things, I certainly would. I really would, because I don't want to feel, and it's like we were talking. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm doing something else. I'm Tammy too much. So if if there's anything I'm missing, I'm sorry. I experience visceral reactions to things, and I try not to, because I'm very much like you, no poker face, which you are an expert at reading my face.
Well,
yes, you are. At least I think you are. But it's never intentional. It's never intentional. It's never a choice. Like, I want to make this face because what I would love to always show is love, acceptance, and happiness. Grooviness. At work, even though, as you know, I'm very, very stressed out. When I'm talking to staff, especially in large meetings, regardless of how I'm feeling, I try to bring forth an upbeat vibe, so that I'm not bringing them down. Because if the manager's like, how's everyone doing? Oh, this job sucks. Then everybody's gonna, it's gonna be counterproductive. And not that I don't say that the job is, you know, like, how, you know, this is a difficult day we're having, and I get that, and I'm serious about that. You know, I'm checking in seriously, but it's still an energy. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I think, yes, I do understand what you mean, but I think that management, and I'm myself, can come closer to being authentic in their delivery and their way they show up, because the reality is folks aren't gleeful, and someone showing up gleeful every day, given that, comes across as disingenuous.
Yes, but I'm not saying gleeful. Can you imagine me being gleeful?
No. What I mean by that is someone that doesn't acknowledge the actual, you know, like, hey, I know that you know, I think that, you know, management could do more of trying to support staff going through this piece. We are living in unprecedented times, and it's clear that we're not going to have all the answers, but the reality is everybody has to do their part. I think that not acknowledging and not talking about the elephant in the room only makes the elephant just sit down and poop all over your desks, you know? So I think that, saying, hey, it's fucked up outside. How you guys doing? And allowing people the grace and the space and to be able to tell you. And because you don't know what to do with the information other than say, listen, self-care is a time. What can I do to help you or encourage you to take that time to do self-care? It could be something as simple as acknowledging the fact that we are living in a fucked up time right now for a lot of people, and this pandemic doesn't help. And I'm not saying it's all gloom and doom. I'm not. There's some people that are okay, God bless them. But for those who aren't, acknowledging and not shaming them into feeling like,
Yeah, I think I don't think I'm able to articulate exactly what I'm saying, because I am authentic with the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, and I can't even. I don't call them. That's Blog Talk going to cut off. It always does that. So just so that going forward, when it does that, it's letting you know that 2 hours are up.
Okay.
Coming to an end. And if I were to shut it off, it would say something even more drastic. So that's something. Yeah, that's something we'll have to work out as we go through having guests and them hearing that. Like, what does that mean for them?
Still have to rush.
Yeah, I can just, if we're in the thick of it, I can tell them, don't worry about the countdown. We're good. It's just the system. You can get past it. Or if it's someone we're finished talking to, we can be like, we're running. The time is running out. Maybe I shouldn't have said that publicly. But yeah, I'm very authentic. I think my reputation with my team is, if nothing else, you can count on Armstrong to be real. You can, I'm known as being very supportive and authentic, and
nice.
That's my strength.
10 seconds
at work.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
I think that's my probably all I got left is my authenticity.
Right.
That's all I got, y'all.
That's enough.
It's enough for some.
So if you folks got nothing out of today's show, please get that we love you. Please get
on the short.
Please get that self-care and being kind to your spirit is paramount. Please check on folks that may not be having a good time. Please make sure that you are getting vitamin D at some point. And please get rest. This whole grinding till you drop thing, not cute.
Yeah.
Please get rest. And seek out mental health counseling that is available in your area. Next week, we're going to post some therapists, and we're going to add Renee to that list.
Yeah.
We're going to move forward,
Yep. And with that, here's what I was just working on. Have a good day, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
For those who celebrate it.
For those who celebrate it.
Love.
Hate.
Men.
Women.
Community.
People.
Music.
Me. I know it's gonna say I'm retarded at the end. Go ahead.
Church.
Ugh. Yuck. Ew. Go ahead.
Sex.
Memories.
JaVonne, you up?
All right. Lyrics.
Oh, work.
Musical.
Genius.
Billie Holiday.
My mama.
Money.
Tragedy.
Shaka Khan.
Girlfriend.
Personality.
Ugh. People don't have it.
But we try. Thank you so much.
Hello, this is Mickey Howard, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Hi, this is Mason. You're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Perfect.
Leon, that's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at Brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
All our bosses though, Jay. Like she got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, cause I mean, you know, yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, you know, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time, so
and we thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.